What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So you saw the title. We're talking about 10 clones that are just incredible value buys that you can pick up in stock right now from Perfume Box down in the links down below. Now, of course, you don't have to buy anything if you're watching this video. I understand it's showcasing a discount website, but you can just enjoy the content. I want to make that very clear. But if you do hear something you like, see something you like, and you kind of been on the fence about getting it, and you want to get it, great prices in stock down below. So let's dive in these 10. These are some personal favorites of mine that offer a little bit of variety. Some staples in my collection that you kind of see week in and week out, and then maybe so a little sporadic here and there from my weekly rotation videos if you watch those. Let's get into these 10, shall we? Stay tuned. Starting with one that I was pulling some caps and sniffing some atomizers, and I was like, ooh, I haven't worn this one in a little while myself. I forgot how good this one is. This is the burden of having such a massive, ridiculous collection with thousands of bottles. But Armaf's Club de Nuit Oud is actually quite good. If any of you are a fan of Herba Pura, it says it's Cambodian oud, but let me just say there's a dry, woody note that kind of adds a little bit more of a masculine tone to that fruity tropical Herba Pura scent profile is basically what this fragrance is. It's woody dominant Herba Pura. It's not the quality of Xerjoff, obviously, but as far as scent profile, kind of a better version of the scent profile, because like I said, the dry woody facet that you get from start to finish kind of adds a little bit more of a masculine tone to it, makes it a better daily wear for the fellas. They maybe found that fruity shampoo and conditioner vibe of Herba Pura, which I actually don't mind. I love Herba Pura. It kind of takes that away from it a bit. Man, because it's still really good. It's still Herba Pura. It's still that tropical fruity DNA, citruses and fruits and a little bit of green, clean, watery, and fresh, dry woody facet. A little bit of sweetness here. Really good performance, as you would expect from a Club de Nuit fragrance. This is just really good. I love the cap on this one, too. It's very different from the rest of the line. No, this is not part of the Intense line that's all Aventus-inspired fragrances. This is part of the regular Club de Nuit line, and this one doesn't get enough love. And shame on me, I haven't worn it in a while myself. It's going in the rotation. I'm debating on wearing it today, actually, after having sniffed it this morning. So one that's worth checking out this holiday season. In stock right now is Club de Nuit Oud from Armaf. This next one's a 2025 release from Dumont. They only released really good stuff. I have 3 of the most important releases from them. I don't know if they have more than the 3 that released, but of the 3 that I got this year, all 3 of them in this video because they're all that good. Soprano Ice is fantastic. Now, ice and the color of the bottle is very fitting because even though the notes don't dictate it, there's a bit of a fresh aquatic, kind of watery vibe to this one, almost like aquatic YSL Y Le Parfum is how I've always related this one. I've heard somebody... read somebody say it reminds them of Y Elixir. I don't get Y Elixir from this, but Y DNA nonetheless. At least we can agree on that. That is just so good. This is, again, great release from them. It smells like it should be its own Y flanker because it doesn't smell exactly like any YSL Y fragrance in particular. It smells like the DNA with this kind of heavier incense tone, but fresh and aquatic, like this fresh marine accord at the top. Really good performance. Damn good fragrance. Damn good fragrance. I was praising this one pretty heavy at the beginning of the year when it first came out. And we're circling back now that we're getting into the holiday season. And next month we'll be doing best of releases for the year like we always do in December. And this will be one of the best clones release of the year. This will be in that top 10. So had to feature it here. Totally worth picking up. Great performer as well. It's Soprano Ice from Dumont. Now I find this to be a load more spicy than a Le Male Elixir, but another great release from Afnan. They just... only release great fragrances, it seems, at this point. This is 9 p.m. Elixir. This entire line has something to offer. You got to like sweet at the end of the day. Every single one of them, including the blue fragrance, 9 a.m. Dive, has some sweetness. Obviously, that's the least sweet. But this one, similar to the profile of Le Male Elixir with a load of spices, a little bit of a soft leathery facet. Like it's a twist. It's not a clone. It's definitely inspired of, kind of inspired by, inspired of, falls into clone. I get it. Hence why it's in this video, because it's going to remind you of that fragrance. Great performer as well. Again, it's got a little bit more of a rough and tumble, slightly animalic, spicy edge to it with that kind of honey, sweet, aromatic, powdery, vanillic type of tone of Le Male Elixir. This is really, really good stuff. Like Elixir Absolute meets Elixir meets just a bunch of spice, basically. Really good fragrance. Really good fragrance. I prefer when there's some twists more than direct carbon copies. And that's pretty much what everything in this video is as far as these Middle Eastern fragrances. Just they kind of do their own thing, but they'll definitely remind you of certain fragrances. That's kind of the way to go, in my opinion. That way there's no too heavy of a redundancy if you have the originals, which I tend to have the originals most of the time. But damn good release from them this year. I gotta say it's a good one. Afnan's 9 p.m. Elixir. Personal favorite of mine, top 3 in the line. Can't wait to get Atlantis. It's now available on Rasasi's UAE store. I got the email from Rasasi this morning. I can't buy it because I'm not buying it from the Middle East. Waiting on it to be available here in the States, and I will buy it immediately because I love the line. We're talking the Hawas line. We've got Hawas Fire. Big fan of this one. Giza Imperial Valley type profile. Fruity sweet, peppered spice, a little watery aquatic. It's good. Nuclear performer for me. That is for sure. This is a fragrance at 2 to 3 sprays, really all you need. 4 to 5, it's pumping and pumping and pumping off the skin. Crazy long lasting, high compliment factor. On the chemically synthetic side, admittedly, but out in the air, it smells beautiful. It really does. If you go sniffing up close, that goes for most of these fragrances up close. They do smell a little bit more cheaper and synthetic. I mean, they are cheaper, more synthetic fragrances. They are. That's why their price points are the way they are, and they're still able to make profits at $30, $40, $50 from discount sites, you know what I mean? But out in the air, I'm telling you, the lingering trail on this one, which is massive, high compliment factor, really good stuff. I love the entire line. I don't think there's a bad fragrance among them, honestly. There's just some I like more than others, and this one I like more than most. Hence why we had to have it here in this video. I love wearing this fragrance. It's been a couple of weeks since the last time I wore it myself, but it's a banger. It's a Rasasi Hawas Fire. In my opinion, regardless of clone, niche, indie, designer, tomato, Tom, Dick, Harry, me, myself, and Irene, whatever you want to say. 2025 releases, one of my absolute favorites to come out this year. Dumont Nitro Red Intensely. Takes everything that was really, really enjoyable about the original, warms it up, spices it up, and makes it even fruitier with ridiculous blow your nose off your face, nose fatigue type of performance. Adds a magnetic cap that really not the strongest magnetic cap. Nitro Elixir's magnetic cap's even weaker, so it's kind of hit and miss. I don't advise picking this up from the cap. But this fragrance, it's warm, it's ambery, it's still a little aquatic. It's not just watermelon, it's kind of like apple and melon. Really, really fruity, like a fruit basket type of smell now, instead of just kind of that watermelon Jolly Rancher smell of the original. It's a bit spicier, it's much, much thicker. I just think overall a better fragrance. Yes, redundant if you have the original, but I think everyone that has the original and enjoys it, that's the main people that need to get the Intense. Because you're a fan of the fragrance, this is an even better evolved version of it, I think, personally. Still works well in the summer, just like the other one, though if you have the original, I still think rock that one in the high heat and wear this one the rest of the year. Of course, you can wear Nitro Red anytime. I think you can wear Nitro Red Intensely anytime, but if you have both, cooler weather, this one's going to shine even more because it's got those warmer elements to it, the spices, the amber enhancement, all that good stuff. Just like I said, in my opinion, at least for my taste, one of the best releases of 2025. I'm a huge fan of this fragrance. Get that focus whether it likes it or not. Dumont Nitro Red Intensely. Like I said, Afnan does not release anything that's just garbage, at least to me. And they stepped it up. I'm a big fan of Lattafa's Art of Universe. I was happy with that being my clone of Blue Talisman. Then they had to go and release Turathi Electric, and I prefer it. I think the oil quality is superior while being very similar profile. You get fruitiness without too much sweet, pear and citruses, a little bit of green, watery fresh, clean and musky, a little touch of wood in the base with that musk. Really good performance. It's affordable. It checks all the boxes. Another top 10 clone release of the year for me. It will be, spoiler alert, it will be in that video. A few of these will. This is a home run. I think it's really, really good. I'm not always in the mood for Blue Talisman. The original Blue Talisman, I gave an 8 out of 10. I think it's great. I just didn't deem it bottle worthy. I was like, if I can get a pretty good clone of it, I'll be happy. And I had Taj 2, Taj Blue from Fragrance World. Subpar, not good enough. Lattafa came out with Art of Universe. I said, this is it. This is all I need. This dropped, I was like, I gotta give Afnan a chance. They usually have a better oil quality than the other brands, and sure enough. If you got Art of Universe, don't get me wrong, you don't need this, super redundant. But if you don't have a Blue Talisman clone or inspired fragrance, in my opinion, this is the way to go. It's Afnan's Turathi. While technically not a clone, not really all that inspired by a whole lot other than maybe an argument for Virgin Island Water, because Virgin Island Water is a creamy, boozy, pina colada coconut fragrance. This is a sugary, sweet caramel coconut citrus fragrance. Vanilla, it's caramel vanilla, candied coconut, candied citruses. It's super sugary sweet. Some of you know where we're going with this. My most worn Middle Eastern fragrance, as you can see by that dent, Paris Corner's Ministry of Gourmand Coconut Lagoon. It's in my weekly rotation every week. I love it so much. And look, it just smelled like sugar at first, but the more this juice level drops, the more that caramel, that rich caramel smell comes out. It's a sweet, sugary, candied tropical fragrance. Again, while not really a clone of anything, it's not really a clone of Virgin Island Water. I think the closest thing you can say it takes inspiration from would be Virgin Island Water. So this one's kind of a walk in the line of fitting the topic, but it's still affordable Middle Eastern fragrance at the end of the day. That's not the most original, but also not really a clone. I get it, but I still wanted to talk about it if it's the topic well enough for me. Same thing here. Like, this isn't really a clone. It's not really Hawas and Invictus, but kind of its own thing. Same thing here. So, beautiful. A lot of people bought this off my recommendation, and the overwhelming majority love it. The majority love it. Of course, not everybody's going to be pleased and like the same fragrances. There's been some, oh, it smells like sunscreen to me. Blasphemy when I hear that, because it's candy, sugary, not sunscreen. Anyways, to each their own. If you smell sunscreen, you smell sunscreen. Hell, I got people saying they smell sunscreen with my new fragrance. Not a sunscreen fragrance. So, everybody's different, right? But this, my favorite affordable Middle Eastern fragrance, my favorite Paris Corner fragrance, my most worn Middle Eastern fragrance. It's doesn't lie here. This thing gets worn weekly. Just beautiful. I can't encourage you to try this one enough. Paris Corner's Coconut Lagoon. Sweet, aromatic, orange blossom dominant, very woodsy, a little spicy. Pretty close to Myself L'Absolu. Myself L'Absolu, better fragrance. Myself L'Absolu, much more expensive. So Nitro Elixir is the way to go. Again, like I was saying, this is a much weaker magnetic cap. I don't recommend picking it up. I learned the hard way the very first time. I was like, oh, this one's got the magnetic cap too, because this one, I can get away with it, kind of. Can't like wiggle it to the side. Not the most important thing, just wanted to point it out. But this fragrance is actually really, really good. I got this before Myself L'Absolu. And when I got Myself L'Absolu, it's like, okay, I see they're walking the path. That's much spicier and a little bit richer, denser fragrance, but this is still a beastly performer. High compliment factor. I think this one's a little bit fresher. I'm getting like 80% similar. I've been asked, which is it close? About 80%, I would say, now that I've had time with the original. And this is a banger. It kind of stands on its own, kind of how this one does. It's not exactly just like this one, not exactly, but similar to. It will remind you of. I like the twist and the inspiration. Hence why I love Dumont so much. Yeah, it's a banger. It really is. Not too redundant to have both, technically, but redundancy nonetheless. But if you get this one, you'll be quite satisfied, because even 50 mLs of the L'Absolu is like $100. This is like 45-ish. And it's 100 ml, and a little bit of sprays goes a long way. Definitely worth checking out. Another great release this year from Dumont's Nitro Elixir. And in my opinion, one of the best value buys when it comes to Middle Eastern clone fragrances. One of the best values you can get is around 45 bucks, I believe. And you get a big 200 ml bottle. It smooths out that little bit of roughness from the EDT, the ever so popular Club de Nuit Intense Man EDT. Get yourself the EDP and get a big 200 milliliter bottle. It's slightly smoother. It's not, it doesn't smooth it out as much as the X-Straight or the limited edition Parfum does. Limited edition Parfum also makes it much fruitier. This is literally take the original, increase the oil concentration just a little bit to kind of smooth that opening a little bit. That harsh lemon opening isn't quite as harsh. And you get this smoky magic lemon citrus, pineapple fruity, smoky, musky, just magic. Inspired by Aventus, not quite Aventus, but kind of Aventus, with great performance and a massive 200 ml bottle. That's just fantastic. Up close, smells like a 50-cent fragrance. And I don't mean 50 cent the wrapper. I mean literally half of $1, 50 cents. And that's probably what it cost them to make this, honestly. But out in the air, I say again, smoky magic. Best value buy in the line. Sure, a lot of us will say that we love the X-Rate. Oh, I love the limited edition Parfum more. That's my favorite one. But kind of hard to deny. They're all kind of in the same price bracket. This one's a little cheaper than the two I mentioned before. Performs just as well. Smells pretty much just as good. And it's almost double the fragrance. Those are like 115 ml. This is 200 ml. One of the best value buys you can get because it's such a big bottle. And it's one of the most complimented fragrances ever created for men. It really is. Most guys have positive experiences when getting compliments from this fragrance. It just do. It just works. So I just felt it deserved to be in the video. Claude de Nuit Intense Man, Eau de Parfum. Last but not least, my favorite Lattafa fragrance. I had to include it. It's kind of angel share. It's kind of not angel share because of the way the plum liqueur is. Hefty cinnamon spice. We're talking about Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. Only in the cold weather for me, so my time is coming. It's not here yet. It's a little bit of a dent. We'll grow a little bit. I'll get, about a handful of wearings in come December-ish into January, February, when we actually get, days in the 30s, 40s, 50s consistently. Can't wait, because this is home run. Grand Slam. Oh, God, this is so good. The plum liqueur, fruity, boozy, cinnamon spice, everything nice. Jesus Christ. It is that good. It is that good. Again, my favorite Lattafa fragrance. Ever since it came out, nothing has topped it that I've gotten from Lattafa. I don't buy every damn clone. I don't buy everything Lattafa and Rasasi and Armaf and Fragrance World. I don't buy every single thing that they get. I buy the things that interest me most or that I think you guys will be interested in most. That also interest me. And this one interested me. Far superior to the original, in my opinion. I'm curious if they're going to do a third fragrance in this line. Maybe an Elixir, since they did an Intense. And there's big shoes to fill if they're going to flanker this one. Because this is my favorite Lattafa fragrance. So those of you experiencing the cool weather already, high compliment factor, sexy stuff, date night, cozy, warm, and inviting, full of charisma, Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. Well, that was the 10 I wanted to cover with you guys today. Again, there's links down below from Perfume Box with the 5% off code if you want to grab anything. Of course, like I said in the beginning, you don't have to buy it, even though it's a shopping video technically. You don't have to do any shopping. You can just enjoy the conversation and watch the content, enjoy the content. And you did enjoy the content if you made it to this part of the video. And I appreciate that. I really do. Those of you that make it to the end of the videos, of course, I appreciate you the most. Because you had to skip a few ads, and that helps the channel. And I sure appreciate you guys. It helps me buy more of these things to talk about. So, hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you on the next one. Happy shopping.